Hello, this is Dr. Garrett Castleberry, Associate Professor and Program Director for the Communication, Media, and Ethics degree at Mid-America Christian University. And I am here with the first of what we hope to be a series of mini lectures in which we cover some of the general themes that you will tackle in the reading assignments for this course entitled Media Culture and Social Influence. And as we've already previewed in not only the syllabus, but also a video short, we have a series of books that we're working with in this course. And so the purpose of these mini lectures is to just provide a little bit of context, all right, to point you to the major themes that you're going to encounter in these readings so that it gives you a bit of a primer, an incentive, something to look out for. And certainly as we study media, as we talk about and read about media, we are on the lookout for things, okay? And so in week one of this fast track course, we are going to emphasize Arthur Asa Berger's Messages, Introduction to Communication. And so just a couple of quick thoughts about this text. One of the things, first of all, is be sure you always read the introduction. The introductions of books are oftentimes, if I put myself in that not grad student, but that undergraduate mindset, the introduction is often the first thing to go. Right? If we're short on time and we need to pick up the pace, maybe we're skipping over that introduction. We're jumping right into chapter 1 because it's listed as 1 after all, so that we all come to understand that as the beginning place. However, I find that one of the best ways you can understand what a given book, text, large volume work is all about is by checking out that introduction. So you want to do that with Messages this week. And it's going to give you an understanding of what is this author all about? What is their primary purpose and objectives for this course? And fortunately, Berger, unlike some scholars out there, he keeps it relatively brief. It's very straightforward. And again, just to reiterate, main theme from the video introduction of our course readings, this book is all about introducing us to some common core elements of communication or communication studies, relating back to that degree focus we have. And so think about this book as an introductory way to give us an overarching sense of what communication can be for us as a major of study. And keep in mind, not every communication program or department can expose you to every idea, every theory, every nuanced method or tool in our canon, but rather we are trying to get you some quality exposure that's also going to tie in to the other areas of interest. Those other areas of interest, as a nice segue, will lead us to the second book that we want to introduce here in this course, and that is, coincidence or not, Berger's Media and Society. Okay, and so his Media and Society book is what we might look at as our introduction to media studies, okay? And so one book is sort of bringing us into that realm of communication studies, and we're going to learn about, why these are different distinct terms and why that matters, but we also want to recognize that media studies is a focus of this major as well. And so this book is going to do a lot for us. And let me say, now that I've warmed up this idea of reading introductions, all we have in week 1 coming out of the Media and Society book is the introduction itself. It's relatively short too. I think it ends on page 7, so lucky number 7. You're going to get there pretty quick. So a quick 6-7 pages of reading, and let me say, right at the bottom of page 1, Berger offers us what we'll come to identify as the Berger Focal Points model, okay? And this model can also be called a method or a tool, all right? And so this method is going to give us some ammunition, right, for how to look at, assess, analyze, think about media. And one of the great things about getting it right up front in the introduction is that means it's that much earlier we will be able to apply it. And apply it we will. So one of the benefits of following along with the readings is you're going to be prepared for the class assignments. And so just keep in mind as you plow through miscellaneous books, texts, readings, and so on, that each of it has been strategically prepared for you. They're meant to kind of create an ongoing conversation between the works. So that's something to think about, is looking for those through lines, as we say, between these ideas in play. And fortunately, coming from the same author, they're going to be relatively straightforward. You may even see some of the language overlap, but having worked through these books a couple of times, the content itself doesn't overlap too much. I think it's distinct in just the right ways for us, all right? And so when you move into chapter 1, that's the final reading for week 1, chapter 1 of Berger's Messages, one of the real benefits of this book is he gives us several working definitions of communication, all right? So communication, lots of healthy ways of understanding it. And so that can be tricky or trippy or whatever. It can create wrinkles or problems for some people, this idea of a word, an idea only having more than one meaning. But what we're going to come to discuss quite frequently in this curriculum is that this is true for so much of the languages, the signs, and the symbols that we come into contact with in our everyday lives. Okay, and so he gives us that healthy traditional model of communication as well, that communication process, which you would find across the plethora of standard intro comm textbooks, all right? And so he gives us his brief spin on that, as well as some others like the Jacobson model, the Toulmin model, which is fundamental in a lot of public speaking classes even. It's a fundamental tier of teaching basic argumentation. So think about that when you're working through the Toulmin model. And of course, chapter 1 near the end, he doesn't forget to name drop that focal points model again. So actually what you'll get there in reading about it in two different ways is it's going to allow that repetition is going to help you integrate this sort of language of communication and media studies that much quicker, and specifically this model that we will grow to use. So I hope you enjoy these readings. Make sure to budget time for that, and always be checking that syllabus to ensure that your readings are aligning with the discussion questions or maybe some of the other either minor or major assignments. And we will talk to you more about those in the future. Thanks.